Good afternoon, everyone. We have a program which we'd like to begin right now. I hope that everyone is familiar with their state senators. First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here, but my name is Eric Coleman. I happen to be the state senator from the 2nd Senatorial District. It's a privilege that I take very seriously, and I thank many of the people in this room for making it happen. My colleague, the senator from the 1st Senatorial District, is also present, John Fonfera. He and I would like to join in welcoming each and every one of you here to this ceremony. The first thing that I'd like to do is to introduce Louis Robinson, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, all you veterans know, right? Good morning. Okay. Good afternoon. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to, at this time, call up Bobby Horn for the singing of the national anthem. Bobby?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hold at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, a bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free, in the home of the brave. So once again, thank you all for coming. I want to extend greetings to all of you, but particularly to the heroes who are present in the room. On behalf of the state of Connecticut, and particularly the residents of the 2nd Senatorial District, I want to offer my acknowledgement and commendation for the service that you've given to this country, and in behalf of the freedom of each and every one of us. And it's my pleasure to be here this afternoon to award medals in recognition of your service. And I'm sure that my colleague, Senator Fonfara, has some remarks that he'd like to make.
Thank you, Senator Coleman. Always say to Eric that he's the Cicero of the Senate, which he never believes when I say that, because I guess he thinks I'm not serious, but if you ever had a chance to listen to him speak in the Senate, you know why we call him that. But I'm honored to join Senator Coleman in thanking you for your service, thanking you for being here today so that the state of Connecticut and we can personally acknowledge the commitment that you've made, as Eric said, on behalf of our country. You know, I thought this morning and before I came here about how the debate going on across the country about immigration and people coming into this country illegally, very often risking their lives to come here, and how easy it is for those of us born here to take for granted the freedoms we have, the amazing opportunities we have in this nation. But it's not something that those of us who did not serve in the armed forces can say that we had anything to do with either creating that or maintaining that. We are beneficiaries of that wonderful opportunity that you all had such a major hand in providing for us. That's the debt that we owe you, in acknowledging that people from around the world who see what opportunities this country provides and are willing to risk their lives to try to be a part of it, and we are born into it. We've been given it, and as if it were a God-given right. It's not a God-given right. It was something that people in this room and those that you served with, some that came back and some that didn't, provided for us. So thank you. Thank you for... And today is an opportunity for us to, through this medal, to say thank you in a way that hopefully will be something you will keep and hold dear for our personal thanks and on behalf of the state of Connecticut and all of its residents for your service and for your sacrifice. Thank you.
So next, we are certainly privileged to have participating in this ceremony the Commissioner of the Department of Veteran Affairs. And at this time, I'd like to call forward Commissioner Sean Connolly for his...
Thank you, Senator Coleman. Thank you, Senator Fonfara, for organizing this great event to support our veterans here in Hartford this afternoon. Do we have any veterans here this afternoon? All right. It's great to have Hartford's mayor here. Mayor Bronin, thank you for your support of veterans. Thank you for your service. And thank you to Mr. Suggs over here, who I just met, former treasurer of the state of Connecticut. Great to have you here, sir, and be with you. Now, I mentioned our veterans, but how many veteran family and friends, or veteran supporters are here with us today? All right, thanks to all of you. I have the great honor of being the commissioner for the state of Connecticut's Department of Veterans Affairs, and one of the greatest honors is for me to be able to get around the state of Connecticut and meet our 200,000 plus veterans like all of you, all across the state of Connecticut, and thank them for their service, honor them for their selfless sacrifice and their dedication and their courage. But you can't forget our family and friends who support us, because without all of you, we can't do our service, and we know we lean on you each and every day when we can come home. So thank you once again. Connecticut has a long tradition of honoring our veterans, going back to 1864, when Connecticut was the first state in the nation to have a veterans home. welcoming back veterans from war, welcoming back orphans of veterans who didn't make it home. And the senators here and their colleagues saw fit back in 2005 to continue that legacy, to continue our tradition of honoring our veterans by implementing this medal, the Connecticut Veterans Wartime Service Medal, which we'll get the honor to pin on you here today. So I want to thank the senators and their colleagues for recognizing the importance of honoring our veterans here in Connecticut. You know, it's an important time for veterans. Just last year, we marked the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II. Yeah, and I know I met at least one World War II veteran here today, Mr. Aldo Bravera, 94 years young. Are there any other World War II veterans here today? Aldo's here. Any other World War II veterans? All right, thank you. Oh, we got a couple. Yep, there we go. Thank you, sir. Not much more than 65 years ago, the Korean War began. Do we have any Korean War veterans here today? All right, here we go. Thank you. Here in Connecticut and around the nation, last year, this year, and for several years to come, we're commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. Do we have any Vietnam War veterans here today? Thank all of you. Thank you. And welcome home. Last year, if you can believe it, or last week, if you can believe it, marked the 25th anniversary of the end of the Persian Gulf War. How many Persian Gulf War veterans do we have here today? And coming up later this year, if you can believe this, 15 years it will be that mark the beginning of Operation Enduring Freedom, sending our troops off to Afghanistan. Any post 9/11 veterans here with us today, Iraq and Afghanistan? Well, thank all of you for your great service. You know, when I called on the Persian Gulf War veterans and just the post 9/11, I saw how many women veterans stood up today. And this month marks Women's History Month. So a special thanks and welcome to our women veterans. Again, it's really a great honor for me to be here with you. I look forward to greeting you as you come up and pinning a medal on you with the senators. Thank you so much for having me. One more special shout out to Louis Robinson, who is, you may not know, some of you may know that he's the Senior Vice Commander statewide for the American Legion here in Connecticut, soon to be the Commander statewide later this year for the American Legion. So Louis, thank you for all of your great work and support. One of the great things, and my first year is coming up next week, it'll be 1 year on the job. One of the tremendous things that we've been able to accomplish is building partnerships and collaboration with our great veteran service organizations like the American Legion and all of the others, and we get together on a regular basis, and we couldn't do what we do each and every day without that partnership, so thanks so much. Thank you.
So before we get to the presentation of the medals, we've acknowledged Mayor Bronin. If he would like to come forward and make any remarks and assist with the pinning of the medals, we'd appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Mr. Robinson, Mr. Horn, thank you. Senator Fonfara, Senator Coleman, thank you for your role today, but thank you for everything you do up at the state capitol on behalf of veterans all the time. Commissioner, it's an honor to have you with us here in Hartford. In addition to some of the things you talked about, I think under your leadership, the department is honoring that tradition of being at the forefront of veteran service in Connecticut, and in large part under your tenure, the state of Connecticut has made tremendous strides in combating veterans homelessness, and just want to thank you for your work there. It is a tremendous privilege as a proud member of this American Legion post. It's a tremendous privilege for me to begin reading off the names of those veterans who are with us today, who we will honor. And our senators and commissioner will sit up here. And as I call you up, please come on to the front, and one of these gentlemen will pin you and show you, give you the honor that you deserve from the state of Connecticut in recognition of all that you have done for our country. So thank you very, very much. First, Anibal Lopez. Juan Lopez Jr. James Strums. Capucine McDowell. John Birdsong Jr. Andrew Moore. Bobby Craddock Jr. Andrew Dixon. Stephen Harris. Kathleen Cooper. William Smith. Gabriel Botero. Razak Alasani. Aldo Provera. Jose Contreras. John Donald. Marion Baldwin. Harold Dixon. Willie Williams. Lori Rosario. Andrew Abate. Walters. John Mastro. Leroy Pittman Jr. Councilwoman and fierce advocate for veterans, Rosina Arjo Winch. Thomas Holmes. Kevin Wilson. Brian McTeague. Israel Diaz. Jimmy Hill. Maureen Aljo. Lawrence Harris. Sanguinto Sadir. Shirley Jackson. Rich Galvin. Louis Robinson. David Wilson. Bill Gibbs.
The last recipient to receive a medal for this afternoon's event is Luke Bronin. So this will conclude our ceremony. I want to thank all of you for being present. Thank you especially to the Commissioner and to Mayor Bronin and to Senator Fonfara and to all of the honorees and their family and friends. Thank you so much for being here and participating in this ceremony.
Thank you.